So we finally made it. We're finally here. The end of 2022. We're finally ready to wrap this chapter up. With us being a few days out from being in 2023, I gotta say thank you guys for riding and joining me throughout this whole manga collecting journey and figure collecting journey that we've been through all of 2022. And I will admit there have been some better moments here and there from 2020 and 2021, but that's not to say that I didn't have a good 2022 overall. 2022. That's confusing. But 2023 is on the horizon. There's great things to be had, some great licenses, some great issues that will be coming out next year that I'm really hyped for, you know, more JoJo's. Yeah, that's it, JoJo's. That's all I need in my life is JoJo's. But we have a lot of other series continuing in their actual print series, and we're also getting new licenses next year as well. So that's always something to be happy about. But when there's a yin, there has to be a yang, if you get what I'm saying. And so the good things, we kind of want to, you know, bring them with us towards 2023. But the bad things, we gonna have to leave some of that stuff in 2022, if you know what I mean. What's up, you guys? Chase the Dark Sage here. Today we are back with another video. And in today's video, we're gonna be talking about some of the things that I think, you could comment yours down in the comment section down below. Some of the things that I think we should be leaving in 2022, because 2023, brand new year, baby. Brand new you. I would say brand new shelf, but some of you guys just seem to hate buying shelves. I don't know what it is. I've seen some of your collections, which we also will be doing way more manga collection reactions. So make sure you're doing the Discord. Link will be in the description down below. But some of you guys hate buying shelves, and some of you guys are very disorganized. You get what I'm saying? I need some of you guys to get your shelf game up before you get the manga game up, because you don't just buy furniture before you buy the house. You get what I'm saying? You gotta buy the housing for the furniture to get it. Now, if you come from an apartment, then that's different. But you guys get what I mean. Besides that point, because that was a pretty big tangent, we are going to be talking about today some of the things that I think we should be leaving in 2022. Now, these things will trickle over to 2023 because, you know, we're humans, we're natural, we make mistakes. But we're going to try our best to leave some of these things in 2022. But before we actually get into the video, make sure you like the video. And if you are not subscribed, hit the subscribe button and follow me on all my other social media platforms. All my links will be in the description down below. So, let's go ahead and talk about some of the bad things that we need to leave in 2022. First topic I want to talk about in today's video that we need to leave in 2022, but I know there's going to be newer collectors coming into the space, and we're going to be welcoming all the newer collectors coming into the space. We're never going to just disregard them or gatekeep them, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to gatekeep JoJo's if y'all keep talking bad about it, but that's the only thing I'm gatekeeping. I'm sorry. But the first topic that we got to leave in 2022, and you guys know that this is the old motto on the channel: bigger does not mean better, aka quality over quantity. Now, I know a lot of people will wish to have big collections like me or other manga tubers, and I know a lot of kids watch my channel. A lot of kids watch us manga tubers buy all this manga, show off all this manga, show off our backgrounds with all these shelves full of manga. But just because we have a lot of manga doesn't mean you need to have a lot of manga. You gotta understand that everybody's collecting habits and collecting choices are gonna be different. It's a person-to-person type of thing. So just because I collect a certain way doesn't mean that you have to collect a certain way. Now, as a YouTuber and influencer, I'm gonna try and guide you in the best way that I can so you could get the most manga for the least amount of buck. But that doesn't mean that you have to buy everything that you see in sight or buy everything that you see in stock. No, let's chill. I advise you guys to kind of, like, you know, inform yourselves a bit more on whether you want to read these series or not by watching some of our reviews. You know, some of the least viewed content in MangaTube. Yes, I said it. Watch some reviews. You guys need to see some reviews on some of these series we talk about, or watch some of our reading logs, because we're giving you guys our thoughts on these series. You know, while we might buy all these series, we still gotta read them, and we still tell you guys our opinions every now and then. And just because you see us buy it doesn't mean that you gotta go buy it or that you might like it. You might want to watch a review or watch a manga reading log before you actually buy that series, because then you'll be stuck with a series that you really don't want, which we'll be touching on in my third point. But overall, bigger does not mean better. You do not need to buy more series to have a better collection. Your collection is a reflection of you. Just because you have a big collection doesn't make you a great collector. It just means you got a big collection. So bigger does not always mean better. In some situations it does, but not in this situation right here. Second point that we gotta talk about. And we know that we got a lot of haters in the community. It's a minority of people that are haters in the community, but I'm talking to haters really about this one. You guys gotta stop hating. And what I mean by that is stop being jealous of what other people have, what other people buy, or what other people want to get in their collection. Just because you might not read the series doesn't mean that they shouldn't read the series, or just because you can't get the series doesn't mean that these other people don't deserve or haven't earned the series that they've gotten. A lot of this really stems from a certain community of manga tubing and manga collecting, which I won't say no names, but you guys know who I'm talking about when I say this. This really stems from this community being outraged because some of their series don't get printed or don't get the same amount of love as a regular Dragon Ball Z, Fairy Tail, One Piece, Yu Yu Hakusho shonen series would over here. Let's be real, a lot of the shonen series that we get over here are kind of like the MCU of manga. So yeah, these shoujo series and all these other romance, comedy, slice of life series, they're not gonna be as popular over here as an action series with mystical, magical powers. So I do hate that some people, you know, hate that their favorite series that's only in scanlations, that's only in other countries getting printed. I'm throwing a slug at Weeabra on this one. I'm sorry, I gotta throw a slug at Weeabra. But I'm not specifically talking about him. I see a whole bunch of people on Twitter complaining about series that never get printed from Japan, but they're only in scans and they can't access it over here, but we're getting a third version of Attack on Titan, a third version of Dragon Ball Z. Oh, we're having an omnibus version of a series that we already have singles for. Yeah, that series sells well over here. These series keep getting newer versions because newer people keep coming into the hobby, and a lot of these series that get different versions of themselves are gateways into the manga collecting hobby. So I'm sorry, and I hate to say it like this, but the shoujo stuff, no one's talking about shoujo. People just recently started getting into shoujo. Just like how One Piece is like super hyper popular now. I'm not saying that One Piece is bad. I'm not saying shoujo was bad. But just like how that stuff is suddenly getting popular, it doesn't mean that it's always been popular and it's always been a huge demand for it compared to what the actual majority of collectors want. And we gotta be real. These companies want to make the most money that they can through these series. Like I said, no diss towards shoujo as a demographic. I have nothing against it if people still think that. But let's be real, where there's demand, that's where the money is to be made. So we gotta think logically, how can these publishers make the most money off of the easiest stuff to get licensed and to get print? Because I already know, and I'm assuming still, that it's pretty hard to get some of these licenses. And like I said, we're gonna get a whole bunch of great series published later on in 2023. So yeah, we have something to look forward to in that. And we got my last point, my third point to be exact. And I've kind of already made a video about this, so if you want to check that video out, I'll leave a link in the description down below. But basically, do not be afraid to let go of some of the stuff in your collection. And right now, I'm honestly going through the process of actually looking through my collection, doing a little bit of spring cleaning in winter. I know it's kind of weird, but doing a little winter cleaning through my collection and seeing series that, you know, I actually want to talk about on the channel, series I want to review, and series I actually want to read. And some series, they're getting the boot out of my collection. Some series I collected before, I wanted to read them, and I've seen the anime version of it, and that's what made me want to get into it. But now I'm just like, I could wait for this series. And this is the great thing about collecting series like these. Just because I get rid of a series now, especially since I collect the mainstream stuff, I could get it later on and probably at a better deal later on. I don't have to worry about this series going out of print, something like Beastars or Mashal, Undead Unluck. These are series that are super popular to the mainstream audience, and I don't have to worry about these going out of print for a very long time. So if I did not like any of these series, I could boot them out of my collection and get them back later on. So right now, I gotta think about space. And I know it's a lot of other people's problem as well, space, because manga collecting, while it might be small when you first start, it can become a very huge thing later on. Pause. But manga collecting can really expand and take up a lot of space in your collection, especially with actually buying shelves. So the shelves behind me that you can't see, yeah, they take up a lot of space. I think I got about like 5+ of them in this room right here. And they take up a lot of space. I honestly wish I could switch some of these shelves out to do other things, but I like the layout of this room, so I'm not gonna cap like I just want to get rid of these shelves. I would like to get rid of them, but I'm not mad at the setup that I got happening right now, which you guys will be seeing in 2023. So make sure you stay subscribed so you could, you know, see that room tour. When it comes to manga collecting, make sure you sell the stuff that you don't want. Don't just keep it, unless you're trying to be like Cass, where he just wants to amass a library. He's an insane man, but that's my boy. Other than that, guys, I think that's the only few things that I want to be left in 2023. I would say I want the drama to be left in 2023 too, but sometimes the drama can create for very interesting discussions to actually move the whole niche forward. So there's always going to be some good behind drama, while some of the drama can be very unnecessary. I will say that it does create for some interesting conversation revolving around it, and it causes for a lot of us to actually get together and actually talk about things on these platforms. But yeah, that's about it. Thank you guys for watching. If you are new to the channel, you haven't already, go ahead, hit the subscribe button, post notification bell, like the video, and I want to say thank you guys for such a great 2022, and hopefully we can bring the new year in with a bang. Like I said, we're going to do manga collection reactions. Hopefully I can bring you guys more of the content that you guys want to see, but also that I want to make as well. And I also got a new project starting up in January, which if you guys want to check it out, I'll leave a link to it in the description down below. I gotta say, huge shout out To my Patreon pledgers for going ahead and supporting the channel, guys, I highly appreciate what you guys are doing for me, financially donating on the Patreon. And I got to give a huge shout out to the YouTube members, also financially donating on the YouTube side of things as well. If you guys do not know, I do have a Patreon, and the YouTube members, if you join those, you get to see the videos way earlier than when they actually come out, because some people are like, why is this coming out and why don't you have this? Well, if you was a Patreon or YouTube member, you would have realized I kind of already made that video like a few weeks ago. You get what I'm saying? And as always, you guys know I gotta shout out Broke Boy Gang. Yes, sir. Broke Boy Gang, we made it through another year. It's been about 3 years of consistent content on this channel right here. Over 500 videos, which is also another accomplishment. I have not went a single week without uploading for over 3 years. And I'm really proud of myself, man. And I love y'all, because without y'all, I wouldn't be here. You get what I'm saying? So I gotta give you guys thanks for the situation that we're in right now, and for helping, you know, create a positive reinforcement for my bad habits. Thank you guys for watching. Dark Sage out. Happy New Year's to everybody. Hopefully we can bring the new year in good.